Vancouver rental rates have increased the highest in all of Canada.
Hi, I'm Jesse Johnson, best-selling author and Greater Vancouver realtor with eXp and mortgage broker since 2006.
And I'm Azim Virani, longtime real estate investor and also Metro Vancouver realtor with eXp.
In this holiday episode of the Own Your Life video podcast, we're going to be covering the following hot topic: the absolutely ridiculous rental rates in Vancouver in comparison to the rest of Canada.
We want to thank you for joining us on another edition of the Own Your Life podcast. We bring you these weekly podcasts to keep you informed about what's going on in the real estate market in Metro Vancouver and in Canada in general. All the more reason to hit the like and subscribe button so you can stay on top of things as we bring you more and more valuable information. Now, if you're looking to buy or sell property in Metro Vancouver, or if you're a real estate investor and you have some questions and you want to pick our brains, or even if you own property and you want to get an evaluation on that property, give us a shout. Our contact information is in the description below. Call us anytime. We'll be happy to help.
If you recall from last year, everyone was freaking out because rental rates went up 20 to 30% in various areas. Well, get this. In the past 12 months, according to rentals.ca, the average Vancouver condo went up a whopping 24.3% when it comes to the monthly cost of rental rates.
That means that the average two-bedroom condo now sits at $3,700 a month. That's insane.
The average one-bedroom condo in Vancouver now sits at almost $2,700 a month. So, any idea on why the skyrocket?
Well, I can think of a few factors that come to mind. The first is lack of inventory. Metro Vancouver has been suffering from a lack of inventory in the housing market for a very, very long time. It's a chronic problem. All levels of government have tried to fix it, and there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. Two, big one is mortgage rates. So you can imagine if you own property and you have any sort of financing against it, any sort of mortgage, your cost of borrowing, especially if you are on a variable rate or if you're needing to renew your rates, has gone up big time. Well, that cost gets spread down to the renters themselves. And so landlords are going to be raising their rents, of course, because of that. The last one, which is one that a lot of people don't talk about, is immigration numbers. We're seeing huge immigration numbers coming into Canada. That, of course, is as well taxing on our inventory of rental properties.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The Canadian government's goal of 465,000 to 500,000 people every year for the next 3 to 5 years is going to have a huge impact on that. For those who don't know, those immigration numbers are record-breaking.
Jesse, where are we with permanent resident numbers and immigration numbers so far this year?
Well, I'm actually having a bit of a tough time figuring that out, primarily because we're not going to know exact numbers until the new year. I did find one website that stated we were at around 800,000 right now when you include citizenships and, new PR. However, in reality, that still does seem a bit high to me. Realistically, we'll probably fall somewhere between 450 to 500,000 by the end of the year.
Well, let's look at the top Canadian cities that had the highest rental increases this last year. Coming in at number one, no surprise, is Vancouver at 24.3%. Now, that's Vancouver proper, or the city of Vancouver. Toronto, also unsurprisingly, comes in at number two at 23.7%. But very close behind in number three is Burnaby at an almost high of 23.6% rental increase.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that. With inflation and the high cost of the living, I would have assumed a lot of more people would have migrated to more cost-effective cities.
Yeah, good point. I mean, that's probably something we're going to start seeing over the long term. I know that locally, a lot of people over the last 10 years have started looking at Victoria, Kelowna, up to move outside of Metro Vancouver to get, those cheaper property prices. And of course, now those markets have also come up. So what can you do to protect yourself from these high rental prices? Well, you could start by negotiating a long lease with your landlord if they're willing. The problem there, though, is that you're going to have to stay in that home for a long time without an option to leave.
So obviously buying is the ideal situation. However, that's not easy for anybody these days. I mean, with affordability at record difficulty, this isn't easy for anyone to be able to buy. But without a question, ownership is always superior to renting.
Now that rental prices are up, they are becoming the new norm, and of course will continue to go up. Even when, as we predict and as many predict, interest rates will come down and landlords who have financing and mortgages, their cost of borrowing will go down. That doesn't mean that they're going to lower rental prices. So we have to understand that the prices we see now are pretty much the prices we're going to see in the future, if not more.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate circumstance of all of this for the renter. Now, on the flip side, for the investor who now is, getting hit pretty hard with the higher rates, when the rates drop, their profit margin, which right now is not the best, is going to increase substantially, all the more, reason to be an owner when possible. So what do you think about this? We care. We're interested. We'd love to hear, your opinion. That's it for this episode. I'm Jesse Johnson. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to pick up a copy of my best-selling book, which talks about flipping and investments. I wish you season's greetings and happy holidays.
And once again, I'm Azim Virani, also wishing you a happy holidays and all the best for the new year. Now, as the new year rolls in and we're thinking about those New Year's resolutions, many people are thinking career change. If you're thinking about getting into the real estate industry, definitely hit us up. We'd love to chat with you about EXP and the brokerage that we're with and the amazing collaborative movement that we're on, and a kick-ass program that we have to help new agents really get their feet wet and really get to know the market and how to sell. Likewise, if you're already in the real estate market as a realtor and you're thinking of switching brokerages, hit us up as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you again in the new year.